So we are back with part 2 of Jess Black Dances with Truth, and we are going to read the first chapter, chapter 1. Chapter 1, Dreaming. I left school and started home. The streets were crowded. I walked alone. Music was playing, people danced in the street. I moved my body to the beat. I saw some men standing by a store, the same men that were standing there when I passed the store before. They were talking about the differences between the rich and the poor, about life in America as a blessing or a chore. The music and street talk could hardly be heard. People covered their mouths to hide their words. Sellers were selling something bad to the crowd. I had been taught to say no and be proud. Seeing what I saw, I knew something was wrong. I waved and I greeted and moved along. Moving steady, I reached my block. My cousin, Solo Negro, tried to hit me with a rock. I started to curse him, but just as I turned, I was greeted by my mother. She asked, "What have you learned?" I said, "Today we learned about soil and trees and that good people kill people to keep people free." It wasn't clear to me. I knew what I saw. It was hard to say. I saw the same thing every day. I had homework and chores and I wanted to play. I stared at Solo and walked away. I did my homework and chores too. Then I played a word game. I went to bed tired, thinking about my name. I moved the pillow and laid on my back. My mind wandered. I stared at a crack. I hated being called Jess Black. I closed my eyes and thought some more. My mother closed the door. I fell asleep and dreamed a dream that I had dreamt before. I had to find now and later. On the way to now and later, I met a man named Milky Way. He was big and chocolate, and his eyes looked like he was full of caramel. He looked good. Instead of saying hello, I tried to bite him. He moved. He said, "Hey, man, don't you bite me." "Don't bite you? What else do you do with a Milky Way, fool?" "I'm gonna eat you." "I'm gonna eat you." "I'm gonna eat you." "I'm gonna eat you." "I don't care if you walk, talk, whatever. You ain't nothing but a candy bar to me. I'm gonna eat you." "Wait a minute, brother." "Brother? I ain't your brother. Candy bar. I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat you." "Wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute. Let me say something to you. Look around you. Look at what you see. All of us, except you, are like me." I looked around slowly, not knowing what to say. I knew I was in trouble. I was in the land of Milky Way. He said, "Look to know, my brother, from birth until you die. Look close. Ask how and why. Knowing is power. It is power you crave. Power is the difference between the master and the slave." I got real scared, said I was sorry, and looked down. When I looked into his eyes, a smile trickled through his frown. He said, "Now listen, little brother. Hear what I have to say. There are rules that one must follow in the land of Milky Way. You must go before the elders, whom we hold in high esteem. Some of them are hard, however, none of them are mean. My friends and I will take you. We must travel in a bunch. Watch out for Nestle Crunch." We turned right onto Kit Kat Row. It was a beautiful sight to see. The road looked like Clark bars lined with date trees. We were joined by O. Henry and Queen Mary Jane. Although they all looked different, inside they were all the same. Now, you older people know all these little candy bars here, right? These are all little candy bars we used to eat when we was youngsters. The sun was one big chiclet. We were joined by a piece of gum. The queen told me his story. The piece of gum had been a bum. The houses were built with baby roofs. The roofs were spearmint leaves. The queen was one of the elders. Her words put me at ease. She said, time taught us. It let us see. There's very little difference between you and me. Be you M&M Plain or Peanut, Blow Pop or Charleston Chew. It doesn't matter who you are. What matters is what you do. You must do good. Seek the truth. Stay with it and wait. Good things come in bunches like grapes and dates. I wanted to ask questions but feared disgrace. She lost me. It showed in my face. The candy cane standing beside me gently hit my hand. He said, instead of trying to be understood, try to understand. Parting, Milky Way came to my side. He had served as sort of my guide. He got me out of trouble when my tongue got tied. He said, here I must leave you, my friend, ahead where the road bends. We will travel different ways to reach the same end. You were spoken to by a queen. She gave you good advice. Take her advice, my brother. It is nice to be nice. I have come to see you as one whom I trust with a piece of gum. Gummy will be your guide. What I could, I've done. The streets were lined with licorice. The trees had candy vines. We passed through Bubblicious. I saw sugar-coated mines. Gummy began to talk. He spoke of old times. I said, wait a minute, brother. Must I listen to this? You had your turn. You missed. He said, wait a minute, brother. You got to earn that name. Open your ears and listen. Life is not a game. The queen lost you. You disrespected the king. Be quiet. Listen. You need to learn some things. I never would have known had I not heard Gummy say that the man I called Milky was the king of Milky Way. I stopped and thought and listened to what he said. He told me what had happened when he lost his head. He was lucky he wasn't dead. He said, I had to get organized, brother. I had to understand that I could be. I had to care about gum. After all, gum is me. Living was hard where I lived. Few of us had fun. Most of us had problems we had to fight to overcome. I loved the sugar coating. Being gum meant nothing to me. I turned gum away when gum was sugar free. The government brought in rappers. The rappers took over the town. I went to work for a rapper. It turned things around. And the rapper that they're talking about is not one that raps and sings. They're talking about the covering that goes over the candy. The rapper gave me a rap and a name. I set out looking for fame. And remember who gave the rappers? The government. And they gave a name. I set out looking for fame. From that day forward, my life was not the same. Gummy bored me. I was tired. I wanted to sleep. I stopped listening and found a seat. He said, get up, brother. Get on your feet. Now is not the time to sleep. We got places to go and people to meet, and you gotta work if you want to eat. Nothing but a dream comes to a sleeper. You gotta wait to make it real. Listen to what I'm saying. This is the real deal. One who takes while never giving is cut off from the good of living. In order to find now and later, one must go giving. We headed for a place called whatchamacallit. Gummy took Gummy talked all the way. He told me all he had ever done from birth until that day. When he talked, he bounced. His body jerked. When he walked, his body swayed. He talked about the people he loved and what they lovingly gave. He went to a meeting at a candy store. The speaker spoke about a soda war. I had never seen anything like it before. It was crowded from the counter to the door. He said, "Remember Dr. Pepper? He's remembered as a dreamer for scenes he didn't see. Little is ever said about his life's reality, about the violence he endured for saying all should be sugar free, and that the promise given Pepsi was owed you and me." His words echoed freedom. He put forth a team. The team is more important than the dream. Many marched behind him. Many cried when he died. We have gathered here this morning to keep the team alive. We sat with Tricks and Three Musketeers. When the speaker paused, they stood and cheered. He said, "We're taught about the founders, about sugarcane, that we're trapped because we choose to remain. What the founders fathered was evil from the start. They fathered a nation that tears families apart and put a cavity in the nation's heart." The speaker's word echoed in my head. I was stuck on what he said. As the words began to have meaning, Mama shook my bed. And that is chapter 1. His dream. I love it. So if we were to look into the activity that he has for that chapter, it says write definition of each word, write a sentence using each word, and then he gives the words cavity, chore, crave, disgrace. Can you see that, guys? Right there. And then here are the questions. You can see it, you can pause and look at it, right? Now, the one that I really like was these questions here. It asks you to interpret what these phrases, what they mean, what is meant by these phrases. And the first one is good people kill people to keep people free. So we're now students are going to analyze these metaphors. What is this? What is this? What does it mean? How does it relate? And knowing is power. So they analyze these phrases. Analyzing these and interpreting this is higher level thinking. Okay. And yeah, who are the rappers? Okay. The government. Who is Dr. Pepper? Martin Luther King. What do the names Just Black and Solo Negro suggest? Just black and only black. It's about their identity. They're the same. Just like he said in the beginning of his in the introduction. He said our experiences are the same. No matter where we've been dropped off at, our experiences are the same. So I appreciated that. And then there's an exercise here. Write an essay discussing how the names Just Black and Solo Negro relate the characters to each other. How are they related? And I just said that, right? We're dropped off in different points. We're named differently. We're colonized. Let me see. He spoke English, he spoke Spanish, right? Colonized by different colonizers. One is colonized by Great Britain or England, and the other by Spain. So there's connections that we can make, and we can help the young people make that connection. Because I'm convinced, it has been my experience, that when we teach students about our conditions and how we've gotten to our conditions and how it was orchestrated for us to be in certain conditions. And now what are we going to do